Margaret Show!
Thank you. It's nice to be back in Edinburgh, the home of C.C. Bloom's. I think is the gayest name. That do you know that? I mean, it's the C.C. Bloom's is the name of Bette Midler's character in Beaches. That's fucking gay. That is the gayest name. They shouldn't even call it C.C. Bloom's. They should call it Fuck Me Up the Ass Bar and Grill. And actually, I don't know if that's appropriate because I don't know if they have food. I guess they. If it's an grill, it would just be a bar, I guess. Anyway, I'm glad to be here. I know that I may be. This seems like old news now, but fuck Harvey Weinstein. It's old. It's only old news because it seems like it's been a while now. It's only been about a month. I feel like everything that's happening with all of these men in power that are taken down for being sexual predators, it seems like this is everything that should have happened with Jimmy Savile and didn't. You know, it's like I don't know. Like with Jimmy Savile, I think what it is that. People in Britain were so embarrassed that they just kept trying to avoid it and then push him away. Like, let's just keep pushing him away and let's just give him a room in a hospital and like let him abuse all the patients with his gold shorts. The gold shorts is a dead giveaway, though. I feel like that's really, if you have gold shorts, you're gonna be abusing children. Like that's to me, like that's Gary Glitter, also gold short. You know, if you have gold shorts, you should definitely have your computer checked out. You can't ever go to Thailand, ever. Never allowed to go there. But Harvey Weinstein it's pretty disgusting. One of the things that I noticed is that people were defending him right at the beginning, you know, like Donna Karen, who said that, you know, maybe it was because the women who got raped were dressed too sexy. Yeah, obviously they weren't wearing Donna Karen clothing. That's for sure. But it was weird, like the other person defending him in the beginning was Lindsay Lohan. Lindsay Lohan, who did an Instagram video from Dubai, where she's like, I'm home in Dubai, and I want to say it's got to stop. All of this talk about Harvey Weinstein has got to stop. I'm like, that accent has to stop. Like, where's she from exactly? It just sounds like Sinead O'Connor. Like, it's really weird. Like, what the fuck happened to her? She needs to talk to Dr. Phil, not just Sinead. They all need to talk to Dr. Phil. But, why is she in Dubai? What is she doing in Dubai? Does Lindsay Lohan just go to where she's still famous? I guess that's Dubai. There's some chic out there like, whoa, Mean Girls, my favorite movie. Mean Girls. Allah be praised, Mean Girls. I love Regina George. Yeah, the whole thing about Harvey Weinstein, it was so crazy. Like, the people defending him was nuts. Even somebody like Russell Crowe covering up for him, I don't know. That was a weird thing. Like, I guess people in glass houses shouldn't throw phones. There's no kind of protection now. You know, everything's out in the open. It really disgusts me, though. You know, all of that is so vile. The worst one was where he nutted into a potted plant. You know, he was at a restaurant with some woman and he masturbated into a potted plant. And, you know, like, what did that plant do to you? Why are you gonna bukkake all over the plant? Like, you're wrong for that. You know, that's really, I'm pretty open to sexuality in different forms, but that's just, I don't know. What is he, a hardcore vegetarian? What did that plant do to you? That's not cool. You gave it to that ficus. You gave it dirty, bad fern, and so weird. But a rose by any other name still smells like bleach. It's crazy though. All of it, you know, all of the different ones. I mean, even in my own industry, Louis C.K. Masturbating in front of girls, which it's like, why don't you just get a prostitute? I mean, you would, if you were to masturbate in front of a prostitute, you would make her day. That would be the best, easiest night for any prostitute. They'd be like, oh, yeah, you go ahead, baby, take your time. You know, I'm good. You do you. But I mean, it obviously wasn't really about sexuality. Because then it would be easy to hire a prostitute, you know. I mean, you know, Harvey Weinstein and, I mean, all of them, but Harvey and Louis in particular, they could find so many women who would be perfectly willing to do that, you know. They wouldn't have to pay him or anything. And, I mean, but it's not about sex, it's about power. But if it was just about sex, they could easily find people. I mean, I myself enjoy an ugly fuck. You always want to fuck down, by the way. That's better. I think you just live longer if you fuck people who are not as attractive as you. It's easier on you. You don't want to fuck people who are really incredibly good looking. I don't like to, because it's just, they just lay there like, ooh, look at all this that you get, and this and this, and I'm like, I just get bored, you know, I can't with, you know, I like somebody who is really gonna try to make a good first impression, you know, you don't want to waste your time. It's generally easier for everyone if they're ugly. So that's my advice. Just try to fuck down instead of up. It's a lot easier. It's like walking downhill as opposed to walking uphill. I don't want to be a Sisyphus, but I just think it's all really crazy, and I'm glad for all of these women coming forward, you know, and women and men. Lots of it. It's great, and I'm really happy for that. You know, that people are talking about it. It takes a lot for me to say that I like Gwyneth Paltrow. And, you know, even after that, I still don't. But I guess I hate her less. I don't know. She's been raping me with that Goop website for years. So I just think, you know, it's time that people that come forward and talk about it. It's good. I was in Canada where there was John Gomeshi, who is a very famous DJ, and he was arrested because he was going on dates. He went on 10 different dates with women, and on the dates, he punched the women, and he said it was because he was into BDSM. And the thing about BDSM is you really have to tell the other person. You know, you can't just punch him. You gotta say, can I punch you right now? And, you know, act accordingly, whatever the answer is. You know, I mean, fisting is fine. This is fine. This is not fine. So you need to be clear on that. So John Ghomeshi was run out of Canada because Canadian feminists do not play. They ran him out of the country. He was in America somewhere. I guess he was being courted by the NFL or something. No, he was doing a song with Chris Brown. He was on tour with Bill Cosby. You know, Bill Cosby, 52 women have come forward about Bill Cosby, you know, all with the same story. You know, he went out with them, he put something in their drink, they all woke up with the same sweater print on their face. But, you know, honestly, now Bill Cosby doesn't seem all that bad just because at least he gave him drugs beforehand. Like, I want Quaaludes. He got Quaaludes. I should have gone on a date with Bill Cosby. I mean, you know, at least you get anesthetized. But he should be in prison. You know, that's the thing, is that it's not like, none of this is really about sex at all. It's about abuse and people who are criminals. This is criminal activity. And it's crazy. Like, it's just so weird that nobody really suffers, you know, like, well, I mean, now I think maybe, I don't, but it's, who's to say if Bill Cosby will go to prison, or Harvey Weinstein, who should go to prison? They should go to prison. Kevin Spacey should go to prison. It's just something that should happen, but I think, for me, I get especially angry. So angry. I am a rape survivor. I was raped by my uncle from the age of 5 to 12. So I don't attend family functions because I don't want to see him again, because I don't want to fuck him again, because that's what would happen because we never broke up. Okay. You're blaming the victim right now. You know, I talk about it because I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I don't have any feelings about it whatsoever. And if somebody could hear me talk about my abuse, like, I don't give a shit. And they are so burdened by their own shame around it. If they could be, they are hearing me talk about it like I don't give a shit. Maybe they might have the thought that they could someday not give a shit either, that they could maybe share that secret with somebody else. I just want to make it easier for people to come forward about it if I can. But it's very hard, you know, like, my family hates it when I talk about it. My mother gets really mad. She's like, I know that he's a rapist because he already raped your aunt, so you're not special. You know, Koreans are the most savage of all the Asians, I think. We're the worst. But, yeah, you know, I talk about it, and then, you know, people get upset. Like, if you talk about rape in a comedy context, you know, it's very hard for people. I did a show in New Jersey, and this woman jumped up, and she's like, you can't talk about rape on Easter. Yes, I can talk about rape on Easter because Jesus was a rape baby. Anywho. I'm just gonna twerk it off. Twerk it off. I can't really twerk. If I try to, my ass does not move. It just stays in one flat ass. I have a flat ass. Asian people always have a flat ass because we're always sitting and studying. It's study twerking. I studied twerking. I went to Atlanta Booty Clap University, where they have a daycare. This is in Atlanta. That's what you need, when you're learning to pop that pussy on headstands. You need someone to watch your kids. I was living in Atlanta, Georgia. I was there for 7 years. I was living there, and it was weird because I was there, and I was hanging out at the strip club, which is not me, but I was this special strip club called the Claremont Lounge, which oddly had the oldest strippers of anywhere. Really old stripper. It's a combination strip club, assisted living. And they were 70, 80-year-old strippers, really old. And it was all gay men that would go there, even though they're female strippers, they're really old, because gay men don't really care what pussy's supposed to look like. They're like, oh, that's fine. And so I would go, it'd be this gay bar, and there's one place in the world that I have ever done cocaine. I am not a cocaine user. I do love drugs. That's for sure. I do love drugs. That's the one thing that Courtney Love was so right about Harvey Weinstein. She was warning women not to go to Harvey Weinstein's hotel room. But the problem with Courtney Love is that she does so many drugs. She's just so fucked up all the time. Nobody believes anything she says. But she's always right about everything. And I would do drugs with Courtney. I could do more drugs than Courtney Love. I would get really fucked up with her and Anna Nicole Smith. Anna Nicole Smith and I would do all the drugs, and Courtney Love would be like, you know what, you guys, I can't, I gotta work tomorrow. So, I like drugs, but I like drugs. I just never did cocaine because anytime at the end of the night, when people start talking about getting cocaine, they also start farting. And it's because cocaine is cut with baby laxative, so that if you've taken it before, your body remembers that. And so it starts to ready itself to get baby laxative. And so you start farting. And so if you smell a fart around, you don't worry, those people are just doing coke. I don't know, that kind of kept me not wanting to do cocaine, but I was at the Claremont Lounge one night, my young gay friend, and he was like, girl, which usually that's meant to mean me. I'm usually a girl, and because usually when I hear that, I'm super wasted, and I'm sure that I belong to whoever's saying it, so I just start walking towards people, and I say, girl! So my young gay friend took me into the men's bathroom, and he put a bump of cocaine on the end of his house key, and he put it under my nose, but it was above the urinal, so that when I breathed in, the urine smell went, and then in my nose, and so I blew all the cocaine out into the urinal. So my young friend was like, girl! And then went down and snorted up all the coke from in the urinal. And I'm like, I don't want a drug that's going to make me do something like that. So I never really did it, but girl! Girl, it's like a gay word. It means everything. It's like aloha or shalom. Girl! Its most frequently used meaning is it's to signify that brunch is about to begin. So get your drink orders ready. I was living in a gay shack. Well, it was a gay neighborhood. You know you're in a gay neighborhood when you hear the girl. Either that or, do you believe in life after love? You know you're in a gay area when you hear that. I know I have a beautiful singing voice. No, nobody ever expects this voice to come out of this face. It's like, I'm just like Susan Boyle. I was living in a shack in Provincetown, which is a gay resort, and I had to soundproof my shack because there was so much brunch happening around me. All I could hear all day, it was like cicadas or cicadas. I go to Provincetown often. It's like this, it is a gay resort. I go every summer, and it's hard to get there. You have to take a tiny plane, and the plane is so small, you have to tell the pilot how much you weigh. So I'm on the flight, and I had gone during Bear Week. So I'm on the flight with 7 bears. We've all lied about our weights. Just looking at each other like, bitch, we're going down. We're fucking going down. I'm a bear hag. That would be a Goldilocks. I like bears. I like hanging out with bears. Bears are great because you know you're gonna eat. Like with twinks, meals are unscheduled. You never really know. I like twinks, of course. I think that bears are. Just because I think if I was a man, I would probably be a bear. You know, I would be a panda bear. I would be Ling Ling. I would be into it. I think more so than a twink. I mean, bears are sexy to me. Like, bears are always like smiling and swiping at cock like it's salmon from a frosty mountain stream. And I'm older, you know, so that it just seems to make sense that I would hang out with older guys. So twinks generally don't like to age at all. Like, that's hard for the twinks that I know, and then they get that terrible plastic surgery, which just results in permanent gay face forever. Like, you know, that queer in the headlights. I do have a lot of young gay friends, gay millennial friends. They make them gayer and gayer and gayer, you know, as I get older, they get gayer. And my hairdresser, he's a young millennial guy. He's so fucking gay. And he is so gay that I'm like, I feel like I'm being drained of all of my life for, you know, like all my apps are running at the same time, and I'm like, oh, like, my battery's going down. He told me this gay story. He had met a hot top, silent, very quiet, hot top on Grindr. So they're having sex, and the hot top's like fucking up the ass. And then when the top came, he went. that made me really homophobic. I was like, that's too gay. Come on now. It's the good gayness, I think. But Provincetown, it used to be a gay resort, so it was only like gays and lesbians. And now there are straight people, which is really fine. I don't care what you do in the bedroom. Just keep your lifestyle out of my face. You know, like I just don't need to see it. But no, gay people, it was just all gay people before, but now I could tell there's straight people there, because straight people take up a lot of space. You know, in the street, they're like walking around, they swinging their arms, because they have all these rights and shit, so they just clean up the whole street, and, it's like, excuse me, I'm gay, I just need to get by here. Excuse me, I'm gay, I just need to, excuse me, sorry, I'm gay, just, excuse me, gay. Excuse me, gay. So I think gays and lesbians, we walk in like a tight formation, because we're used to being in a parade, so just used to a lesbian in a headset telling us where we can go. Like, oh. It's my favorite part of gay pride is the lesbian with the headset. You guys have a lot of keys. Talking to other lesbians on the headsets. Like, how many pit bulls are you fostering? So I am bisexual, so I am the B in the LGBT. That's right. The B is often silent, so you don't hear a lot from the bisexual community. However, we are here. We're queer. Nobody cares. That's all right. I started off as a lesbian. I had a girlfriend. We looked exactly alike. We shared a vibrating egg. We would pass it between each other. It was real March of the Penguins. And I realized that there is a side of me that likes dick. The inside. I like dick. I like both. I really like my vibrator though. I love my vibrator. I have a new one. It's a Dyson. It's loud. Very loud. I use my vibrator. I look out the window. All my neighbors' TVs are all fucked up. The street lights are going off and on. My neighbors are protesting because everybody thinks I'm fracking. I don't use the vibrator with men because it's just not fair. With men, because it's like kind of intimidating for them because all they have is their dick. I feel so butch, bringing a vibrator in the bed. I'm like, hang on, I gotta go to the garage. It's like this, I don't know, like that. I guess that feeling of like not really kind of being gay or straight, so you're kind of in the middle of that, I never really kind of figured out where I was in the lesbian community. I did a show in London, and this woman came up after, and she said, "Can I offer you some criticism. Yeah. Well, I saw your show, and I just felt there's not really enough lesbian representation. I'm the only one in the show. Because I don't have keys. I don't have keys. There's not enough lesbian representation. There's not enough lesbian representation. She was like really hipster lesbian. Like she only had hair on one side. Not enough lesbian representation. Not enough lesbian representation. I was like, what happened to your hair? Did your cat just... There's not enough left side of your head representation. But the women that I generally fall for, I really like. I like them real butch. I like them real butch. You know the kind of woman who rolls her own tampons? I quit smoking. I don't smoke. This is very weird to me. I don't smoke, well, I don't smoke pot either, which is, it's weird to not do any of that. In America, it's super legal. All that stuff, you know, pot, edibles, and everything is very big. I don't like that either. Marijuana edibles are too strong because I'll eat like a pot candy and I'm like, I don't feel anything. So then I'll eat another pot candy. I'm like, I don't feel anything. I'll eat another pot candy. I don't feel anything. Eat another pot candy. I don't eat another pot. 911, what's your emergency? They legalized marijuana in America just in time for the Trump presidency. But, you know, to be fair, if he's going to be president, we really need to legalize heroin and meth, too. Pot's not really going to cut it. It's so weird that he's president. I don't know how he became president. I don't know how he's doing it, you know. He can't even blend his under-eye concealer down into the rest of his stupid makeup. I don't know why. It's all crazy. Everybody that he hires also is also terrible and nuts and stupid and crazy. They're all crazy. Whether it's Kellyanne Conway or somebody like Anthony Scaramucci, who, these are people in our government, and Anthony Scaramucci was like criticizing another guy in the sort of government saying, oh, he's gonna be sucking his own cock. In our government, people are talking like this. And then also I'm like, hey, what do you know about sucking your own cock? Like I'm kind of, whenever I hear that, I'm taken aback. Because I was with this rock star who he would throw his legs behind his head and he would hang his own cock in his mouth and he would suck his own cock. And I didn't know what to do. You know, I'm like, do you want me to spot you? I was outsourced. Whatever happened to an old-fashioned blowjob? You know, blowjobs, they are hard work. A blowjob is very, very hard work. I was talking to my friend on the phone, and she's like, oh, I gotta go. I'm gonna blow this guy for a Birkin bag. Oh, really? That's a $32,000 handbag. I think it's gonna cost more than one blowjob. You know, that's gonna be like a punch card situation, I think. But yeah, everybody that is sort of like around Trump they're all crazy. It's so fucked up. And I worked for Hillary Clinton, and I fully expected her to win. And I was on this task force where I was there trying to make people think that Hillary Clinton had Asian friends. So my direct boss was Michelle Kwan, and she would send me out to like Chinatowns, and I would go into like a Chinese restaurant with like a clipboard. You know, I'm with her and a bunch of white people behind me, and all the Chinese people would scatter when they saw me. They'd be like, no, like running away. No! Either that or okay, which in Chinese means no. I still thought that Hillary would win. I really thought she would win. I just did. And I think it was the pussy grab. This is the weird thing, is that Donald Trump is the worst sexual offender of them all. He's just as bad. He's a sexual predator. Pussy grab, like that, people voted for him because of the pussy grab. You know, he's like grabbing women by the pussy. That's like, well, that's not easy, first of all, to grab a pussy. I've done it. It's hard to grab a pussy because it's slippery. So you really got to chalk up first like you need that dryer for when you're bowling, and then I don't think you grab Melania by the pussy. I feel like that was more like a green card situation. She's the hardest working immigrant. When I look at Melania, I am so impressed. I've never seen a hoe go as far as Melania Trump. I'm like, shit, you know, she did way better than Pretty Woman, you know, like that's fucking inspiring, but she does have to fuck him, which is so disgusting. Ew, she has to fuck him and try to keep it exciting, keep it interesting, keep it sexy. Can't pee in his mouth every day. People always want to pee on me. This is like all the time, and I realize it's me. I look like I got stung by a jellyfish, I guess. So, this man wanted to pee on my head, and I was like, all right. I couldn't think of an excuse fast enough, so I said, okay. And so he peed on my head, and then it was warm, and then it got cold real fast, and some of it got in my mouth, and it was real salty. I was like, this is too salty. It was like Kiko Man salty. This is too salty for me. Can I have the kind with the green top? The kind with the green top. And so after they pee on you, it's not over because you have to pee on them. It's not over until you pee on them. And I couldn't do it. He's like laying in the bathtub, and I'm standing over trying to pee, trying to push down really hard, like, ah! And then I farted. But it's I don't understand, like, it's so gross though, like the way that I think I don't know, the way that Trump is, the way that how stupid he is and how gross he is, and yeah, she has to fuck him. Melania has to fuck him. Like, I feel like he takes tons of Viagra too, so she's, you know, takes him forever to come. Like she's trying every Estonian pussy trick in the book. Have you tried putting a potted plant in the room? Maybe that. But it's like that. This is like the thing of like, you know, we're really fighting. Like, immigration is scary. You know, like it's it's scary for immigrants in America. It's like, I get very concerned. My family, I come from an immigrant family. Like, my family came to America from Korea in 1964, and then my parents bought a gay bookstore. I don't know why they bought a gay bookstore. That's like the weirdest thing. Like, why don't you just buy a liquor store like Koreans are supposed to do? Bought a gay bookstore. So my parents had a gay bookstore in the 70s and the 80s, and then the AIDS crisis hit San Francisco, and it was really terrible. And if you talk to my mom about AIDS, she'll tell you, oh, everybody died. Everybody died of AIDS. Everybody died. And if you live, if you survive, that just means you're ugly. Only the ugly people survive AIDS because nobody want to have sex with them. So if you are alive now, that just means you're ugly. So it's not exactly the normal heart. But it is her recollection of AIDS. And my mom is not totally like without compassion. My brother and I, when we were growing up, we were not allowed to say, who cares? We'd say, who cares? My mom would freak out. Don't say that! Don't say that! Somebody cares! So, somebody cares. Somebody cares. Melania cares. Melania has to fuck him. Yeah, I'm so grossed out that Melania has to fuck Donald Trump. And I'm sure it's a struggle to get him, he takes tons of Viagra, so it takes him forever to come. And she's got to do whatever it takes. Sometimes, when a guy won't come, I will tap out. I will put my finger in his butthole. Like, I'm fucking tapping out right now. I don't care. Somebody care. I don't care. I put my finger in his butthole. Because sometimes you got to tap out. When a guy won't come, I would seriously put my finger in his butthole because there is a magic thing that happens. There's a Pikachu in there. And then he will come, and then you're done. But then you have to deal with your finger. That's gotta get out into the street with that finger, get in an Uber with your finger. That's my Uber! That's my Uber! With your butthole finger. Sometimes Uber drivers will try to make it nice for you back there. They'll put like water or like candy back there. I wish they would put a jar with a sponge with a hole cut out in the middle and fill it with antibacterial gel so that you could bathe your asshole finger in there. Like the old school Sally Hansen nail polish remover jar. I would give that Uber driver 5 stars. But yeah, that's probably what Melania has to do with the Donald. She has to put her finger in his butthole. He pulls out, jizzes all over everything. It's all orange. Semen really bothers me because it's alive. So I always feel like I'm outnumbered. I did a music video with the artist Peaches for her song Dick in the Air. And there's a breakdown in the song, the chorus of the song, where she's singing, whose jizz is this? Whose jizz is this? But it's not like an angry, like, whose jizz is this? Like, your lesbian roommate, like she went away for the weekend to the Michigan Women's Music Festival, and you fucked some dude in her bed while she was gone, and then she came back to, whose jizz is this? Not like that. More like, Like a lost and found, like, is this your jizz? Did you? Whose jizz is this? I went to a gay art gallery, like there's any other kind. They're all gay. This one was really, really gay. It was photographs, and there was photos of one man who was covered in loads of jizz, like all over his face and neck and head, all over. He looked like a candle in an Italian restaurant. Whose jizz is this? So I think what I worry about a lot is reproductive rights, whether we're going to keep abortion rights, Planned Parenthood, anybody who wants to defund Planned Parenthood, I want to psychically give them a yeast infection. That's what they deserve. Because that's what's going to happen if Planned Parenthood goes away. The country will be ablaze in yeast infections. Or if they outlaw abortion, we'll have to do what women did in the 1960s when abortion was illegal. They would get together in each other's homes and they would practice menstrual extraction. And I've done it, it's really easy. You just get a plastic tube and you suck it out. It's like stealing gasoline. Have you had boba? It's exactly like boba. So I think this is important. But it's like this, it's so weird. Like I just think the way that Trump is about women, whether it's women he hates or women he cares for, is incredibly disrespectful. Like he talks about Ivanka Trump, how beautiful she is, and how he would date her if he wasn't happily married. Like what? That's what stops you, that you're happily married? Not that you're her father or anything? Gross. Who does he think he is? Woody Allen? Woody Allen has said many times that I am his favorite comedian, and I think he wants to adopt me. But Woody Allen and Soon Yi have been together for 25 years, and they met during the adoption process, so I think that Woody Allen's dick is the only dick that Soon Yi has ever seen in her life. And it can't be good. You just know, like when you've seen, who's seen a lot of dick here? Who's seen a lot of dick? I'm sure, yes. So yeah, when you've seen a lot of dick, you can just tell what you can tell what's coming at you. I always tend to go for the same kind of dick. Like I don't like tall, skinny types because I don't like a long, skinny dick. I'm when it's like real long and skinny. Like I don't like that. I'm like, what are you gonna check my oil with that thing? What is that? You like a girthy. I like a big fat mushroom head. That's my favorite. I like a big mushroom head. I'm like, ooh, did it rain last night? Is this safe to eat? But I thought, I was really thinking, I didn't want to have sex anymore. I really was in a place where I didn't want that, and it's because I was in an abusive relationship with a man, and I was doing a lot of drugs to deal with it, because I was trying to break up with him by dying. And it was really bad. He was terrible. I didn't want to have sex with him at all, and it was gross because he had really bad breath, and I would have to eat his asshole, and I could smell his breath in his asshole. So can you see why I would need to roofie myself into that situation? That I would have to Cosby myself into that situation. So it was very bad, and I was not doing well, and it's very shameful for somebody who I consider myself a feminist, of course, and but it's like you say I was in an abusive relationship. Other women will judge you. Other people will judge you, but other women in particular, they would be like, well, why did she stay? Why did she stay? Well, I'll tell you, it's because we had Hamilton tickets, and I really wanted to see that show, so that's why. But it was bad, and I was doing really bad, and my friends helped me out. I thought I was going to a birthday party, and it turns out it was my intervention. Have you had an intervention? Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. I was like, I brought wine. And so they took me to rehab, where I was there for about a year and a half. I loved it. It was for people with drug and alcohol dependency, and then also for sex addiction. So this woman had come in, and she had fucked 5 guys. I'm like, what? How did you fuck 5 guys? She's like, oh, one in my mouth, one in my pussy, one in my asshole, one in each hand. I'm like, who called shotgun? That's a lot of people to fuck at one time. Does anybody fuck 5 guys? 5? 4? 3? Even a 3-way? 3-way's a lot. 3-way, I'm like, that. I can't even deal with a group text. The one kind of 3-way that I think is okay is I don't mind sucking a cock and getting fucked up the ass at the same time. That's called a spit roast. I like a spit roast. Because I'm Korean and we love barbecue. But I really thought I was I didn't want to have sex anymore after that. And then, the thing about it is if you try to say goodbye to Dick says hello to you. So I have a new boyfriend. He's very nice. He's very nice to me, but he's not nice to my pussy, which is just how I like it. My pussy's fucking beat up. It's got 2 black eyes. It's slurring its queefs. I'm just gonna use my asshole for a while. You know that feeling? Like, I'm just gonna use my asshole. I'm gonna hang like a white wooden sign by my pussy, like, excuse our appearance. We are remodeling. Please use this entrance, pointing to my butthole. Pardon our dust. So, yeah. It's very romantic. It is. I think it was a very romantic summer. My best friend got married, and so I was her maid of honor, so I threw her bridal shower and all that kind of stuff, and the whole time my boyfriend's fucking me up the ass, but then he would slip and then go in my pussy, and then he would go back in my ass, and then my pussy, my asshole, my pussy, my asshole, and I'm like, dude, what do you want, headphones or speakers? You can't do that. And because he was doing that, I accidentally shit on his balls. So then my boyfriend, he got a baby wipe, and he started wiping it up, and then he wanted to look at the shit in the baby wipe, but I snatched it out of his hands because we're still in the courting phase of our relationship. Gotta save some for the honeymoon. And so I'm telling this story at the bridal shower. And the mother of the bride turns to me and she says, well, he's certainly taking an interest in you. Which I thought was really nice. But yeah, my boyfriend has a big old dick. Like, it's like that kind of like a tuna can, like that width. The width of it is what gets you. I love a big wide. That's kind of hard to, it's hard to do anything with though. I guess just suck it if you can. But it's hard to suck even. That big. I just gotta go around the perimeter. But Woody Allen's dick is not like that. Woody Allen's dick, I think, looks like 3 quail eggs in a nest of gray pubes. Like, you know, like put that on the windowsill with a rock with the word hope carved into it. People are like, oh, you shouldn't talk about Woody Allen like that. It's going to negatively affect your career. I don't think so. Because Woody Allen has never had an Asian person in any of his movies. The closest we ever got was Emma Stone. That's what Hollywood thinks is Asian. Emma Stone and Scarlett Johansson. These are Asian people. It's called whitewashing. It's been going on in Hollywood for a long time. An example would be David Carradine in Kung Fu. There used to be a show called Kung Fu about a Chinese Kung Fu master, and it was written for Bruce Lee. But when they went to go film the show, they were like, oh no, nobody is going to believe that Bruce Lee is a Chinese Kung Fu master. Let's hire David Carradine, who's not even Chinese. That show should not have been called Kung Fu. It should have been called, that guy's not Chinese. So, it's called whitewashing, when they cast a white actor to play an Asian role. A more recent example is Tilda Swinton in Doctor Strange. Tilda Swinton plays the role of an Asian man in Doctor Strange. And when she got the role, she got a lot of internet hatred for it. So she wanted to talk to me about it. So she got my contact information from Mrs. Swan from Mad TV because she thought that bitch was Asian. But so Tilda Swinton reaches out to me and she's like, I don't understand why all of these Asian people are so angry with me. I'm a fine actor and I can play any role just as well as any Asian actor can. And I wish you would tell all the Asian people not to be so angry with me. I'm like, bitch, I don't know all the Asian people in the world. I don't have a yellow phone under a cake dome where I can call them, hello! The way that she was talking to me, it was like, she was talking to me like I was a house Asian. Like I'm up in her bedroom brushing her hair like, yes, Missy, yes. Yeah. Please tell the Asians in the field not to be so angry about the rice tax. She also said, please don't tell anyone we had this conversation. So she's pissed. It's weird. It's weird to be in a fight with Tilda Swinton. She's a freaky bitch. I mean, she's fucking up in her castle, like casting spells on me, like fairy spells. It's weird. It's like being in a fight with Bjork. I don't know what these fucking bitches are capable of. But David Carradine, even when Kung Fu was over, he would not stop being Chinese. I met him one time, and he was like, what is your name? You're white. What? He died. David Carradine died in Bangkok of autoerotic asphyxiation, which is the most Chinese way to die. No, actually, the most Chinese way to die is to be drowned as a newborn. Don't come for me. Come for Amy Tan about that. That's real Joy Luck Club shit. I actually hung myself one time, not autoerotic asphyxiation. I just have depression. And I hung myself from my shower curtain rod, and as I was hanging, the rod started bending, and I was like, oh shit, I'm too fat to kill myself. I gotta go on a diet. I'll try it again when I reach my goal weight. Which means I'm never gonna kill myself. Because I'm never gonna reach my goal weight. This was my main fight with Joan Rivers, my weight. Where I actually saw Joan Rivers here in 1998 or something, which was incredible in this venue. And she and I were very close, and it's crazy, but she and I, like, our main fight was because she thought I was fat. So she would always be, "You're so fucking fat! You're so fucking fat! Why are you so fucking fat? If you gained any more fucking weight, I would have fucking died!" So, my bad. I'm a small person, relatively, but in Hollywood, I'm considered morbidly obese. But in Asia, I am Guinness Book of World Records fat. Nobody's ever seen a larger Asian than me. Like, I walk down the street, they're like, "Wah!" So I'm always on a diet, and I was on this stupid diet where I was eating only fruit, and every 6 weeks I would change the fruit. So the first 6-week period was apples, the second 6-week period was bananas, and then the third 6-week period was cantaloupe. I had been on the diet for so long that I had gotten to persimmons. And I was driving in my car in Los Angeles, and I shit my pants by the Braille Institute. The Braille Institute is a school for the blind. It's on the 101 freeway. And it was the middle of the day, and I was driving. There was a lot of traffic. And I was listening to the radio, like, holiday, celebrate, I'm gonna shit my pants! Like that level of hysteria. Like, you know, usually takes about half an hour to become a brown alert. You know, like, you have a half an hour where you could go find a shit safe space, which is a place where you've shit before. Where you know you will shit again. Everybody has their own special place. You're thinking of it right now. It's a place where you know you're gonna shit. If you're out. But I didn't have a shit safe space. I was in my car. Have you shit your pants? Ladies never admit to it. Ladies never admit to it. But if you wear a thong, I think thongs should only come in black or brown. Because it's right up on your asshole. So no matter how delicate or feminine you are, there's always going to be a... That's why the first time you have sex with somebody, you gotta take them off yourself. So you can put them down the right way. And there is a right way. Don't be cute and throw them. Because they could land, and it could be heads. It could be tails. But I wasn't wearing a thong. I was wearing a full back granny panty. And I had to make a decision. I'm like, okay, I'm either gonna shit my pants right now, or I'm gonna shit my pants in 10 seconds. So then I thought, well, what if I just let out a little bit? What if I just let out a little bit? What if it's nothing? What if it's just a fart with a personality? So I let out a little bit, and it all came out. I couldn't stop it. I couldn't stop it. It was like when a ship's anchor drops out of the hull and goes into the water. There was a point near the end when I could have stopped it. But by then the shit was coming around the side to the front. And it was getting cold. So yes, this was by the Braille Institute. So they didn't see me. But I'm sure they knew that I was there. Thank you very much, everybody.